All right, so we've got our first run of sheathing, our first course. Our second course, as you can see, it's staggered. We took a 4-foot piece for the second row, that's where we started it, so that now we don't have seams running up the same rafter. Because if you did that and they were all running up the same rafter, over time those sheets are gonna move and they're gonna eventually create kind of a ridge, and it actually is gonna translate through shingles, through metal roofing, and you're gonna see it. So it's not good. So what you want is you want that offset. You want a staggered pattern. So you can see we've got a 4-foot pattern either way. Also, what's in use are these H clips. These are a small clip. If you look at the side of it, it looks like a letter H, where one part of it, the wider portion, goes on the sheet that you already have installed. It goes in the middle. And the other portion, what's going to happen is when we slide this board down, is going to fit into those, and it gives it that extra bit of support in between your rafters. That way, if I were to step and put weight on here, it wouldn't flex this sheet so much. It would transfer to here. And in the hot summers, the sheets move and you're not going to get nail pops in your shingles. So it's a great idea to have these installed. Now, got this in, I just need to kind of close this gap up a little bit. And remember, we're running our nailing pattern, and it is along supported edges every 6 inches. Through the rafters, it's every 12 inches. And one of the easier ways to do this is, right now this sheet's loose, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to find the nail on the sheet below, and it's the easiest way to find the rafter here. Bottoms. And then come to the top end. Now here's a trick that you can use to make sure that you are staying square, is instead of just nailing these pieces in place, stretch your tape out and get it set into that groove. That way you can make sure at least your 48 and 96 inch, your every 4-foot increment is right on where you need to be. That means for the next layer of sheathing, the next course, this is where your splice is going to be. So you want those ones on, and you want to be able to keep these together as much as possible. Keep them nice. Like that one's right on 32. That one's right on 16. So get the bottom nailed, get the top shifted and nailed. Shift it if you have to, but nail it up. Then you can stretch in between them. And it can be kind of a guessing game, but if I know where I have a nail here, I've got to visualize. They give you these marks, but marks aren't always perfect. So you just got to look left and right. Like I think the center is going to be right there. And you give this a little bit of time, a little bit of experience, you're going to be able to hear the difference between when you hit a rafter and when you don't. So there's 2 foot in the middle. Now I've got a mark here, but that's for a 16 inch. So we're going to go over here for a 12. There. And I will repeat this process on every rafter. And again, on the two ends, it's going to be every 6 inches. So, and then you work the same pattern all the way up to the roof. Again, the last one, we're going to have to custom cut this, and we'll have to rip a sheet or the sheets that go in here to make them fit properly. So we'll finish this roof up, and then we'll talk about drip edge and roof felt to get it all dried in. All right, see you next video.